last night you said everything when asked about what needs to be fixed kind of with the power play, sleeping on it, looking it over, do you have further thoughts on just
Well,
why
yeah,
it isn't working?
well, I mean, we weren't great on our breakouts. We weren't great on our entries. We're too slow to shoot the puck. When we do shoot the puck, there's not enough traffic, so it really kind of is everything. They looked like they were out of sync last night.
Does that kind of roll over into what you were talking about, the execution issues as far as a whole, not just the power play?
I think the execution issues in the first period were mostly like on breakouts, our half of the ice, and then I thought we cleaned that up significantly as the game went on, and it showed.
So, when we talk about an execution issue, we talk a lot about the chess match of a playoff series. Is that for you that you guys just got to actually execute your game plan better and not necessarily a ton of adjustments are needing to be made?
Yeah, like I looked at like a lot of the pucks that we turned over on our half of the ice, we had open outlets that we can use. And it's not really doing anything different. You might head earlier to a certain area of the ice to get open. It's really five guys in connection with one another. And when I'm watching our breakouts, we do a good job in the first part of it, second part of it, and then we miss a pass up the ice. Like, to me, a lot of the execution issues last night, lots of times the other team has something to say about it. But for us last night, it looked like more us just missing passes and not being able to put a few passes together.
What did you feel about your lineup shakeup and with Gabe in the mix? Was there a communication, anything with that? Or?
I liked some of our lines. Here's what I think the problem is so far in this series is we played 2 games in Dallas. We had some quiet players that we can't afford to have be quiet. And then we flipped things up. Some of those players got going, then other guys got quiet. Like, you're playing one of the top teams in the league, and if you've got 2 or 3 or even one, if you have one guy on a line that's quiet, the line's not going to do anything, right? So, or one guy on a line that's beating the puck up and struggling with his execution and having a bad night, that line's not going to do anything. So that's why we mixed some things up. You saw Nelson, Landeskog, Coyle out there a little bit. You saw Mac with those guys a little bit because I felt like we had some guys that were not having good nights and like we have to win. So can't just keep playing them if you're having a quiet night.
Eric. Offensively, do you think you guys are too cute and not getting enough pucks on the net?
Yeah, I think, power play for sure. And then I would say 5-on-5 depends on the situation. Like, I don't find us passing up a lot of shots in the offensive zone. It's just hard to find ice. It's hard to find ice to get pucks to the point. Like the other night in Dallas, like, we do a good job delivering the puck to the net and getting there in the first period. We had 15-point shots in the first period. We had 14 shots the next 3 periods from the point, right? Part of that is winning the races and battles, being able to get pucks out to the point. Part of it is breaking their coverage and trying to do that, which isn't always easy. But you're kind of looking at the shots, they're having the same troubles we are, right?
I know you said yesterday that you wanted to review tape on a couple guys. What did you think of Gabe now?
I like Gabe. Yeah, I like Gabe. I thought he had great poise with the puck. Like that was the part of his game. I knew he was going to play with energy, physicality, do the right things, but I wondered what his execution was going to be like, what his poise was going to be like under pressure. And, he was one of the best of our forwards at it last night.
So when it's going 0 for last night on the power play, do you kind of think like this is time to go back to the drawing board here, or is this kind of stay the course? The guys will find their game eventually.
No, you got to go to the drawing board. Yeah, and whether that's personnel changes on it. So we ran 2 units last night like that because of the 4-minute power play. You get a look at 2 units, and neither one of them was great. The top unit sticks with it and gets the 2 grade A's at the end of the game with a chance to win it, right? And we missed the top corner, and the next one hits a leg in front with an empty net, right? So they finally kind of start breaking it down right at the very end. We get the 2 looks, but it'd be nice to be more dangerous than that through the first 3.5 minutes of that power play and capitalize. But that's a little bit of our, like, just going back to our 5-on-5 play. We've had leads in these games, and we've had multiple chances to extend those leads, and we didn't do it. it, and they came back in 2 of those games, right? And they get the power play last night, and then get the eventual overtime winner. They got a 5-on-5 goal in the third period, the game before, and even under duress in the third period in the overtime game there, we have a handful of chances to win it and couldn't beat Ottinger, so he's got something to say about it too at this point.
Right.
Back to Gabe, just how was he feeling after first NHL game?
I haven't seen him yet this morning, but I'm anticipating everything's going to be fine. Yeah.
John?
When you have a couple of these, soul-crushing defeats, even though it's a 2-1 series, do you have to remind the guys that the sky isn't falling? I mean, is there that message too?
Yeah. Oh yeah. That's usually the first message. Because the first one stung, like that one stung. Like we have a chance to take 2 points out of it, and it takes different guys different lengths of time to get over it. Whatever their mental struggle is to get over losses, they sting this time of the year because everybody cares and everyone's working to succeed. And when you fail, it sucks. So. You go into last night's game again, it's right there for us, right? And we don't get the job done. So I'm glad that we have the 2 days off, because it's a day to kind of get reset, get through all your mental struggles, and then refocus on what we need to do. We review the tape in the morning, we go through it, we'll have a skate, and by the next day, everyone should be reset and ready to go, because sometimes it can linger a little bit.
Corey?
Outside this building or ball or whatever, it's the Stars. If this was against any other team, being down 2-1 when you've only been down for 60 seconds or whatever in the whole series, it might not be as much of a big of a deal. But it's the Stars and the history that's there. How much of that do you think does that weigh on the players at all? Does that weigh on the is it have we gotten to that point with the players where it might be weighing on them that it's the Stars?
Shouldn't. I mean, this is the hand we're dealt. This is who we're playing. So, I mean, if we're worried about the history, that's what someone asked the question yesterday about how many games we won, lost, at home, whatever. If you're thinking about that, I hope I know, because you shouldn't be in our locker room come game night. We got to be thinking about that game and in the moment and what we have to do to have success. If you're thinking of your past accomplishments or your past failures, your head's not in the right place because you're not living in the present. You're not focused on what you need to do to have success on the shift that's in front of you, the period that's in front of you, the game that's in front of you.
Finish with Colleen.
Obviously, last night's game was heightened energy-wise in the building because of Gabe's return.
Yeah.
How do you, with the 2 days off, how do you keep that momentum going even after, the loss and just trying to get back up there?
Well, I think this is a focus and a preparation thing. We're past that now. I think Gabe's going to be good to go. Everything from talking just last night, I haven't seen him today, but and he wants to focus on what he needs to do too to help our team win, and our players want to focus on that too. I mean, it's such a huge, historic night for our franchise to get him back, and I like the hype. I like the energy in the building. I wish it would have sparked us a little bit more. I don't know what was going on with us in the first period a little bit, maybe a little distracted. So now it's time to get back to the focus that's needed to beat Dallas, right? And I think our team wants that, everybody wants that, but it's still, the energy is going to be high. Ball arena, the crowd's been amazing, the support's been amazing for our team, and we should be able to feed off that a little bit and get a better start than we did in Game 3.